about our project, but it was just a wonderful opportunity to talk to African American pastors in Waco, in this community, and have their support for a project like this. So that was quite phenomenal. So, another inspirational verse. The first way that the church can repent, the first way that it can move out into the arena of social reform is to remove the yoke of segregation from its own body. And that was Dr. King in an interview in 1963 at Western Michigan University. And so continuing to inspire us and look at that. Not only that, another one of Dr. King's speeches, he talked about social reform in the communities in terms of education, socioeconomics, but he was asking that to flow from the church. And the churches were not willing. White churches and African American churches could not come together because of a lot of racism that was going on in the United States. And so he said, well, if the church can't come together and do this, and when he said the church, he meant all churches. So you can't just have one side wanting something. We all have to come together. So if the churches can't do this, we have to find other means, and certainly working through the Constitution to desegregate schools and work on social economics. But these things he was saying could absolutely flow from the church. So just to give you a little snapshot of our project, was anybody here last year in the presentation? Well, this is what we did. This was actually my whole presentation. Now it is one slide. So we were awarded in May of 2010, and 119 grants were awarded by the W.K. Callow's Foundation, and we were one of the awardees. And so we actually got the grant in the spring, and we started in January of 2011. So we started with participant orientation, and then we read Divided by Faith by Michael Emerson, and continued on with we did a civil rights tour, and after the civil rights tour, then the participants went on and the swap began. So, and then we had our reflection groups throughout, and in June, they began to migrate back to their church, and we read United by Faith by Michael Emerson, George Yancey, and Karen Kim, and had a book discussion on that, and they're continuing now at their home church, and we had our last reflection session in July, and there will be a forum. The Community Race Relations Coalition is going to have us come and have some of the swappers there to talk about their experience. And so we'll also have another, we were planning on having one in August, but we have not done that yet. And so we'll have another session too, where pastors and grassroots people can come and talk about maybe some of the pieces of what we did. So maybe we'll just want to do a civil rights tour. Maybe we just want to do a book study, or maybe we just want to, as individuals, go and attend a church that is not predominant as our own race. And the inspiration, true inspiration behind this is me joining. I've been a member of Brax United Methodist Church here in town forever. It's a family church. It's our home church. We say our home church. That was my home church. But the church in my neighborhood is Lakeshore United Methodist Church. And when I moved to Lakeshore United Methodist Church, it was quite transforming for me. It's predominantly white. I'm the only black member there. But it was just so, Sunday school was so deep and so rich. When we began to talk about issues that happen in the United States, maybe where the United States is under attack from other countries, or economic decisions from other countries we are at war with, to discuss it in Sunday school and to talk about love and for God so loved the world. When you're in a diverse group, it is transforming to have that dialogue, because I would never have been challenged in my home church. I never would have been challenged. We all believe that we're still struggling here, and you can say things like, "Boy, life sure is hard for me." But when you think about God's goodness, if it's that hard, then how are we trusting and leaning? And I'm not just saying that about Brax United Methodist Church. I'm talking about the way I grew up and the way I believed, to look at how God viewed the world. I didn't look at it growing up in a black church. I did not see the world as great as it really is, because I felt so oppressed all the time and couldn't talk about the things, the challenges, the real issues as to why we're not moving forward in society. Uh, and I just believe when you have those conversations, something quiet happens within us. And I realize that God's not through with me yet in my